Good morning. Welcome to the NYNJPA weather forecast discussion for September 5th, 2012. It is currently 9 a.m. And once again, we are very humid out there. We have temperatures already in the mid to upper 70s throughout the entire northern mid-Atlantic. One exception is up around Messina in northeastern Pennsylvania, where we are seeing some heavier rain as a thunderstorm moves through, and temperatures are falling back into the upper 60s. Now, pretty much you can see throughout the entire northern mid-Atlantic, the theme here is humid. Our dew points are already in the lower to mid 70s for most of the location. It's going to make for a very humid day today, with temperatures rising into the mid to upper 80s throughout much of the northern mid-Atlantic, with the threat of scattered showers producing very heavy downpours. Now let's take a look at the latest radar. You can see as of 9 a.m. we're having an area of showers and thunderstorms over northeastern Pennsylvania, northwest New Jersey, and the Hudson River Valley, and also extending into portions of Connecticut, starting to dive south and east. Now, the majority of these thunderstorms are very weak in nature, but they are capable of producing very heavy downpours, and those heavy downpours can lead to localized flash flooding. As these showers and thunderstorms move through, again, look for reduced visibility, and yes, there could be an isolated tornado or cold air funnel with these thunderstorms. For the most part, what we can expect though is very heavy rainfall that will cause some flash flooding. Taking a look at the water vapor satellite picture, you can see this is not the last disturbance moving through. We have one disturbance here that is moving through this morning. It's producing showers and thunderstorms. Then we get a bit of a break, and then we have more disturbances, 1, 2, 3, all approaching from the northern plains through the Great Lakes and into the northern mid-Atlantic. Meanwhile, we have Tropical Storm Lisa. Now, Tropical Storm Lisa has winds of 65 miles per hour, a pressure of 992 millibars, and it is drifting to the north-northwest at about 2 miles per hour. Lisa is not going to have a direct impact on the eastern United States, but it will have an indirect impact in the form of enhancing a trough over the northern Atlantic, which I'll show in just a few minutes. So I don't think we have much to worry about as far as Lisa impacting the United States. It's going to approach Bermuda and then recurve out into the northern Atlantic, because all of these disturbances are going to kick that tropical storm, potentially a hurricane, back out into the Atlantic, and will not be a threat for the eastern United States, but will enhance the potential for strong riptides and some enhanced surf along the New Jersey coast and around Long Island. Meanwhile, these disturbances that will approach will keep the threat for scattered showers in the forecast for today, for tomorrow, for Friday, for Saturday, and even for Sunday. But the good news is that we will start to see some drying out for Monday and Tuesday, and a much cooler air mass on the way as we start to develop a nice deep trough over the eastern United States and start to kick out all of this humid air and send it out where it belongs, which is the Atlantic. So let's take a look at the latest model guidance. This is the European model guidance from the Penn State EWOL website. Now again, here we are for this evening. Here's Lisa sitting out in the Atlantic. Now Lisa is moving very slowly because it's over an area of high pressure, an upper level ridge, and the upper level winds are not very strong. They're relatively weak. So that means that Lisa is pretty much meandering out here in the western Atlantic. Meanwhile, we see a nice deep trough starting to intensify over the Great Lakes. Now, the overall pattern, the polar jet stream, produces a nice deep trough over the Aleutian Islands, a ridge over western Canada, and then a trough over much of central and eastern Canada that is also dipping down into the northern mid-Atlantic. By tomorrow, that trough is going to intensify and deepen just a little bit more. We're going to see another series of disturbances moving through with the potential for scattered showers. I don't think that the showers will be as widespread as we've been seeing the past 2 days, but they will be capable of producing a heavy downpour here and there, so the threat will still continue to linger. By Friday night, Lisa starts to drift further to the north and starts to fall under the influence of this trough. We're going to be under the threat for another cold front moving through with more scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, from today on through Saturday, look for temperatures to remain in the mid to upper 80s for highs with high levels of humidity. and lows in the mid 60s to lower 70s. The good news is that this muggy air is starting to leave. By Saturday, we see a stronger cold front and a much deeper trough start to enhance itself over the eastern United States. This is going to pick up Lisa, send it right out into the northern Atlantic. We're going to see a strong cold front move through with showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. And then, by Sunday, that cold front exits. Lisa starts to get picked up by that trough and is shifted off towards the Canadian Maritimes. We're going to see some showers lingering on Sunday morning, but then we'll see drying conditions for Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. And then high pressure take control for Monday and Tuesday. Lisa becomes entrained in this trough, you can see that right here, and starts to enhance a negative NAO pattern over the northern Atlantic. And that eventually is going to lead to a nice trough starting to develop over the eastern United States. You can see the beginnings of that trough right here. As our pattern starts to shift and fluctuate to more of a cold season type pattern, we're going to see more amplification of the 500 millibar pattern. And that's going to lead to colder air masses building into the northern Atlantic. And we're going to see that for the first time Monday and Tuesday, with our temperatures falling back into the 70s, our dew points falling back into the 40s and 50s. A much more pleasant air mass will start to take hold. And watch for this ridge to start to shift to the west. And if we look at the long-range weather pattern, we start to see that evolution starting to take place, with the ridge that was dominant over the Tennessee and Mississippi River Valley this summer starting to shift more towards the west, more of a trough in the eastern United States, more storminess involved, and much cooler air masses invading. This right here is a key factor here, by the way. Keep an eye on this trough. It's going to be an important feature for the next several months. Well, that is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. You can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.